Welcome to Shore Support, a program that highlights organizations who enhance the lives of our community. I'm your host, Nathan Magno, and on today's episode, we'll be discussing housing insecurity. Our homes are our shelter and our sanctuary, but they also come with their own respective challenges in making sure that we have safety, security, and privacy. We'll be joined by two guests to talk about managing the stability of independent living and housing. Joining us now is Steve Heisman, Executive Director for HABCOR. Thank you for joining us today, Steve.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
So what is the overall mission for HABCOR?
So, in a nutshell, we help the homeless and those who are less fortunate. Our founders they were volunteers at a soup kitchen in Red Bank, and they noticed that the people who were coming in for meals did not have a decent place to stay. So they decided that they were going to do something to help those people. And that was in 1988, and there was a really harsh winter, and 3 men froze to death on the streets of Red Bank while they were trying to launch the agency. And their names began with H, A, and B, and that's why the agency is named HABCOR in their memory.
Oh, wow. In dedication to those 3 men and the support that you provide to the community. And HABCOR has a program to help residents reach independent living through your local boarding homes. What amenities are provided with these homes, and who is eligible?
So we provide a lot more structure than your typical boarding home. And they are licensed by the state. We have 24-hour awake staff. We provide medication oversight. We provide them with meals and snacks, and whatever other support it is that they need. They just kind of need to tell us what it is that they feel that they need to live stably in the community, and we'll work with them to make it happen. We do have expectations that they are a contributing member of society and that they are going to do something constructive with their time. So they are, encouraged to go to work, go to school, volunteer, go to a day program, something along those lines.
Right, but enough to get them that leg up to be able to live more comfortably on their own.
Absolutely.
And feeling secure in terms of living comfortably and safely is sometimes difficult for those with physical and mental health struggles. How is HABCOR able to serve these individuals and their families?
So everybody's assigned a supportive housing coordinator that works with them at, meeting them where they're at and working with them on what they identify their needs to be. So whether it's financial help, mental health help, help with substance abuse counseling, whatever it may be. And so that we work with them on those things. We also collaborate with other great agencies, Bright Harbor, CPC Behavioral Health Care, the Mental Health Association, the YMCA, so that we can all have a team effort to help them advance to their highest level of independence.
And especially because HABCOR prides itself on its Independence Pathways program. Can you tell us more about what happens in that program? Sure.
So that's where we either own, we've developed small multifamily buildings scattered across Monmouth and Ocean County, and we also rent from community landlords. It could be one unit in a large complex or a single family home or anything in between. And the participants are provided with a rent subsidy, so their rent is based on their income, and they're also given that supportive housing coordinator to work with them on an individualized service plan.
Ah, gotcha. So it's always like being able to have that one-on-one with your applicant.
Yes, absolutely.
And there are many factors that lead to homelessness, and identifying them is a key component to overcoming that poverty. How does your Strengthening Families initiative help your clients achieve self-sufficiency?
So we work with them on identifying what they tell us what they need. And then we'll, as we're building a rapport with them, we'll try and assess them ourselves and try and figure out what is it that we need to do to empower them, to increase their self-determination, increase their income, so that they can, again, gain more independence.
And then part of your mission is providing that individualized support, which is important as no one situation is the same. How does HABCOR educate individuals on healthy financial skills and employment practices?
So the individual service plans, will have financial literacy components. We'll work with them on budgeting. They'll sit down and work with them on, lay out their income, lay out their expenses. Some people, when they haven't come from a structured home or a home at all, don't have any experience with that. Right. So this is the first time that they're learning out what really, making a budget really encompasses. So they'll sit down, they'll work with them on that, and then we'll start to talk about employment and what we need to do to increase the income of the family.
And especially because like homelessness is not always an individual struggle, but often affects those entire families. What is the whole family's approach, and how does it assist the people that you serve?
Well, that's acknowledging the fact that every member of the family unit has their own needs. The children have their needs, the parents have their needs, and it's a matter of working with them and working with the families to, do we need to work on parenting skills and communication skills? Do we need to teach them tools on how to induce progress with the kids, through homework time and sticker charts to induce progress at school?
And then since it began in 1988, HABCOR has grown from one boarding house to serving hundreds of people struggling with homelessness. What impact does this have on these individuals and the community at large?
So on the individuals, it gives them a sense of stability that they likely have not had in a very long time, if at all, which is really important to enable them to be then contributing members to society. And that's our goal, is that we want to be an asset to the community. We don't want to be enabling drains on society. We want to help and be a contributing member. So our program, in that sense, it saves taxpayers money. It costs us about $20,000 to stably house a household over the course of a year, whereas if you're talking about draining emergency services and the state hospital system, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's a real savings on that part. And we also acknowledge that there's other aspects to the community. People who live in a neighborhood, they want to know that there's going to be good neighbors. The municipality wants to know that the household is there and that they're contributing members of society, and that we as the owner of the property are contributing to the municipality as well. So we want to be good neighbors and an asset to the community.
Good neighbors, and serve as that good bridge to be able to help them get back up on their feet.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you would like our viewers to know about HABCOR and the people it serves, specifically relating to the stigma of homelessness?
So these people are struggling, and I think we need to remember that it's a struggle, right? And we all know that. We all know the state of the economy out there, and part of the issue is, when people watch the national news, you're hearing one story, and it's probably not a good story. But that's just one instance. Just in ourselves, we help over 600 people over the course of a year. And so you're not hearing about, the success stories. You're hearing about the ones that, kind of slip through the cracks here and there. But helping everybody is key.
Right. And especially for those who are unfortunately just like pushed out of the system and they don't have the skills to fend for themselves. That's what HABCOR is able to provide, those individual skills to help them act on their own.
Absolutely. And that especially comes to light, with the supported employment program, where we will help them with their job acquisition skills, filling out applications, resumes, doing interview role playing, and then we'll do a career assessment and find out, what do you want to do? And, how do your skills intersect with that? And then once we get a job, it's kind of job coach mode, where we are keeping an open line of communication open with the employer, ideally, so that if there's some frustration on somebody's part, maybe we can be part of that conversation before there's a termination or a resignation.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That independence pathway is to be able to have that shoulder to lean on, and also to let you know that you're making so much good progress in leading an independent life. So if someone is in need of your services, what is the process to apply for assistance with HABCOR?
Well, for all of our programs, we have a lot of different programs, whether it's street outreach, rapid rehousing, the independence pathways, the adult congregate living programs, and they all have different components and criteria. So ideally at first, they'll just go through our website. There's a short application process that they can access, and then we will steer them towards either the waiting list for the program or to the coordinated entry agency for the county, who kind of will get them on their list for all the different homeless programs.
How many applicants do you usually get, and how many are you actually able to serve in that regard?
Well, with the street outreach program and the homelessness diversion program that we've started lately, that has really kind of opened up a lot of new referrals. Word travels fast. There's been a lot of things locally going on in terms of homelessness encampments, where we've been out there, with Just Believe, another great agency, and collaborating, trying to get those people out of, so we encounter them in the woods or in a car at Walmart or, Wawa, and then or a hotel, and we just start there and find out what is it they need. What kind of basic needs can we meet today while we're working on connecting you with housing? So it can be as little as that and starting there, or it can be a matter of, getting on our waiting list for one of the boarding homes and say, okay, well, it's going to be a list and we'll be in touch, but, we have to wait for the turnover to happen.
Right, but it's always a good pathway to take up, and especially to be more proactive in that regard as well. So how can viewers volunteer with or donate to your organization?
So individuals can just go onto our website. We have a volunteer application where it'll detail different options and how they want to get involved, whether it's on a committee, volunteering at an event, or donate. There's a donate now button, and they can get on our mailing list or e-blast list. Companies can access our community corporate partnership program, where we have great corporations like T&M Engineering or Small and Lupin, where they really become part of the HABCOR process. They donate and they volunteer at our homes. They have members on our board, and they've just been great to work with. And then the more companies that participate in that process, the better off everybody will be too.
And where can we find more information about your organization?
So the website is habcor.org.
And that's where we'll find all the information in terms of the application process, the donation process, and also like all the volunteer services as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time today, Steve.
Thanks so much for having me.
We'll continue our discussion with Christine Nowakowski of Northern Ocean Habitat for Humanity right after this.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Where did the time go? Somehow I lost all those years. Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here. Oh, how did I get here? I can see now.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Shore Support. I'm Nathan Magno, and with me now is Christine Nowakowski, Executive Director for Northern Ocean Habitat for Humanity. Thank you, Christine, for coming out today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
So what is the overall mission of Habitat for Humanity?
So our mission is really encompassing and involving the community. So it's putting God's love into action to build hope, communities, and homes. And our vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. So we really focus on home ownership and making sure that the community has the opportunity to realize the dream of home ownership.
That's wonderful. That's
Yes.
wonderful. I noticed that on your website, you pride yourself on this hands up, not hand down philosophy. Can you talk more on that statement?
Sure, I'd love to. A lot of people, when they think of Habitat for Humanity, they think, oh, that's the organization that gives away homes. And that's a misconception. All of our families that partner with us, they purchase the home from us. So that's the hand up. We don't give them away. We partner with families that have the need and are willing to partner and to do the work to earn their home. So that's really what the hand up model is about. And and people, when they're given the opportunity to do the work alongside you, it brings that dignity into it, and they want to work. A lot of them don't want the handout. They want to work alongside and work towards that dream of home ownership.
Right, that give and take process, and to
Yes.
be able to take authority for what you built.
Yes.
And
yeah.
speaking of building, your organization is known for providing low to moderate income families with a unique opportunity to build and buy homes. How does
Yes.
your home ownership program work?
Yes, so what we do is we typically build about 2 homes a year. We're hoping to increase that in the next few years because there's a great need for it. But when we are ready to build, we'll put out an application. So those that are interested in applying for a home, fill out the application. It's pretty lengthy. We do ask for a lot, but that's part of the hand up. We make them work towards the home. And so they fill out the application, and they really have to show 3 things to qualify for the home. They have to have a need for housing. So that's very important. They have to have the ability to pay a mortgage, because they do pay for the home, and there is a mortgage. It's an affordable mortgage that we provide, and they also have to be willing to partner with us, and that's the part of the hand up. So they work alongside and do sweat equity hours. They help build their home. They also help volunteer in our restore as well. So that's part of the application process. From start to finish, it's about by the time when they start the application, by the time they're notified, it's about a 6-month process. And those that meet the financial requirements, we have a committee that will go out to visit where they're currently living. And we meet them where they are, and do a visual look of where they're living, and that helps us to determine what their need is, like what level that need is for housing. Because when we're only building 2 homes, sometimes we have over 100 applicants, so it's difficult to do that. So we really want to see that there is that need for housing and the ability to pay for it.
Right, to make sure that they are secure and comfortable in being able to manage it and
Yes.
secure it as well.
Yes, absolutely.
But for those who also have homes in disrepair and do not have the means to make improvements, your organization can help with that. What is the
Yes.
home repair program, and who is eligible to apply?
Sure. So the home repair program is something that has developed over time. It first started with us going and doing light yard work, doing some minor repairs like fences and decks, that type of thing, to really, the need has grown tremendously. So we're doing critical home repairs. We're repairing roofs. We're repairing windows. So it's a big it's a big expense. It's a big overhaul for the homeowner, but it's the same process as with our home ownership program. They do fill out an application. They have to fit the income requirements for the home repair. they do have to show a willingness to partner with us too. Even though they may not physically be able to work on their home repair, there's lots of other ways that we engage them to do what we call sweat equity as well on the home repair side as on the home ownership side. So we look for ways for them to help us along the way. And it really, the homeowners like that because a lot of people have a hard time asking for help. So if we ask them to partner with us and to help us in a way, it makes them feel better about accepting the help and getting that repair.
Right. And especially when it comes to making home improvements in that regard.
Yeah.
One is, of course, the finances tied to it, but also the safety behind that too. And not every homeowner may have the physical capability to repair their homes.
Right.
It is expected by 2030, 20% of the U.S. population will be 65 or older, and many struggle with maintaining their homes already.
Yes.
Does your organization have specialized programs for the senior population in the area?
We do. We have a program called Aging in Place, and being our service area is the northern part of Ocean County, we have many senior communities, and a lot of these seniors are only living on Social Security income, and that's it. So when they have a high costing repair, they can't do that. And if they can't take care of a leaking roof, then it leads into mold problems within the home, and then the cost skyrockets. So our Aging in Place program looks for those health and safety components, so that way seniors can age with dignity in their home and not have to move. So when we go out, we look for anything safety related in the home that could cause them to fall, trip, that type of thing. So even if they're only asking for a roof, but we see problems with their floor, we'll address that as well. We don't do anything cosmetic unless if there's a leaking roof and we replace the drywall, of course we'll paint that and do that. But we really look for health and safety. That way the funding that we have, we can really make sure we have enough funding to help all of those in need. And along with that, not only do we do the physical assessment of the home, but we have a social worker that comes out with us, and he or she will meet with the homeowner as we're doing the physical assessment, see if there's any other needs or services they may require. So, for example, if the social worker sees that there's really not a lot of food in the kitchen, they'll refer them to services where they might be able to get those meals, like a Meals on Wheels or a food pantry, that type of thing. Or if there's any mental health, social isolation, they'll give them recommendations on programs for that too. So it's really a holistic approach when it comes to helping our seniors in the community.
Right. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a wonderful program.
In addition to your traditional home building program, Northern Ocean Habitat for Humanity gives the community an opportunity to become involved through your special event builds. Can you tell us more about these events and who can participate?
Sure. Actually, we're in the process right now of getting ready to celebrate Women Build, and that's one of our special events. And that takes place in May, and it gives a lot of the businesses or civic organizations that want to get involved an opportunity to come out and to work at any of our repair sites. And it's kind of like a team building for them, and they get to give back to the community too. So we have right now 8 organizations signed up to come out and bring teams out to our repair sites, because our home build site, we're still waiting on some permits, so we don't have that up and running yet, but we have lots of repairs. So we have groups coming out to help us with those repairs. So that's one of my favorite special event builds that we do. It's just it's wonderful to see women feeling empowered, and men are allowed to come too. We do have men that come out and support the event too. Another example is our veteran build. We do that in November, where we'll either have veterans come out and help do repairs, and we've also do repairs on veterans' homes. So it works both ways. With the base rate here, we do have a couple of groups that come out on a regular basis that come out and assist with veteran builds. And then another one to highlight is we call it Building Homes from the Heart, where we partner with WJRZ, a local radio station, and we build the panels for our next home build in our Restore parking lots. So it gives other businesses that may not be in the construction field, like we get a lot of banks, realtors, that type of thing, that'll come out and they'll build the panels for our home builds that we have coming up. And it's great. It's, people love, picking up that hammer and hitting the nails and, contributing to, building the next home. So.
And on top of all of that, Northern Ocean Habitat for Humanity is also celebrating its 25th
Yay,
anniversary.
yes.
What are your proudest accomplishments since you started?
Since I've started, I have to say, I started during the pandemic, and we had some home sites that were ready to be built. And as many people know, it was hard to get any kind of materials during the pandemic. And the greatest accomplishment, I think, is it's really a team effort, is that our team came together, and even in the height of not being able to get lumber, not being able to get the materials to build a home, we were able to call up our community partners, a lot of local businesses that said, hey, you know what, we want to help out. We need to get these homes built because, and one thing that COVID taught us is that, home is so important. That's where you are safe. And so they recognized that. So we had a lot of local businesses donate their time, donate product, so that way we could get this house built. So that, I have a picture of our construction director hugging the lumber that was delivered to us when everybody said you can't get lumber. It's like an 8-month wait. And we had this family waiting to get into a home, and the community came together to make sure this house was built. So that was really, it was my first home that we built as me being the executive director. So that was really special for me. And then the other one I wanted to bring up is we had a modular home that was donated to us. It was an existing modular home that was in La Valette, in the Normandy section, I should say. And it was donated, and we moved it. We deconstructed the modular home, moved it to Manchester, to a piece of land that was donated to us from a family as a private donation. And we reconstructed then this modular home. So we were able to keep a modular home out of the landfill, rehab it for another family to move into. And that was something our affiliate had never done. So it was a learning experience, and it was the perfect home for this family, and they're thriving in it. So those are just two that come to the top of my head. But I'd say getting that first house during the pandemic complete was really a highlight.
Wow, there's so much. There's so much to look back on.
Yes, yeah.
So where can our viewers find more information if they're looking to either apply or volunteer or donate to your organization?
Yep, so we really update our website on a regular basis, so that has a lot of the information. It's northernoceanhabitat.org. You can go there to learn about volunteer opportunities. And our Restore is another great avenue for those that may not want to pick up a hammer that want to donate. They have so much fun at that Restore. There's lots of laughing going on and a lot of friendships being built there. So our Restore is another avenue for volunteering. But for those that want to get dirty and pick up a hammer, we're always with our repairs, and our construction sites are always looking for volunteers there as well. But that information and our application for volunteering is on the website. Our home repair application for anybody looking for that information is on the website as well. And we're hoping to open up our applications for our home ownership program in the next few months. We're looking to purchase a few more pieces of property, and once that's done, we'll open up our applications.
Certainly.
Yeah,
wow,
but the website has all the information.
There's a lot to look forward to.
There is.
Thank you for your time today, Christine.
Absolutely.
We would also like to thank both of our guests for providing helpful information in addressing secure housing and the wonderful impact that they have on our community. A happy home, one where we can feel safe and comfortable, is often the ultimate ideal. We encourage you to take up the opportunity and immediately applying what we learned here today to improve the state of your home. For Shore Support, I'm Nathan Magno, and thank you for watching.